Alrighty, today, what a day, wow. So Potato has hit another milestone. It is now just a body shell. There is nothing left in it. So we've been, well, Perry today has been stripping out the engine, dummy engine and gearbox we've had in it. So that's all now gone. We've poured out all the suspension, we've poured out everything. So it is now literally just a body shell. Big job. Now we've got the bigger job of cleaning it all up, and not only cleaning it up, but getting it ready for paint. Now, this is not a show car. It's not a show car engine bay or anything, but we just got to make it tidy because it is a little bit too far off of what I like. So we're just going to need to tidy it up and just keep it sort of factory. So we're just going to do satin black everywhere and just, you know, make it nice. Yeah, anyway, but yeah, so as I said, all the suspension's gone, all the brakes, Firewall is devoid of anything now, and now I've just got to clean it, prep it, paint it, which is never fun, but it's a good start. So here you go. Like I said, she's nude. But as I said, it's tidy. It is actually really tidy. The passenger side of the car will actually clean up, I think, with just some scotchy and some cleanser. That'll come up really well. It's just the driver's side that we've got to spend time on. It's just obviously brake fluid burn, it's eating the paint and then surface rusted the metal, and also down here, top of the rails. Not bad. But yeah, it's just a bit crusty. So yeah, this side area here will be the one that requires the most work. We are only painting the black. I'm not touching body colour. Everywhere else, so like inside the guards, we'll all just get it cleans down and just tidy up. Rails, I'm just going to just run the disc over them and just get rid of all the dags, just the stuff that Holden never cleaned up in the day, just to make it nice. We're going to run the welder over a few of the seams and joins, just sort of stitch it together a bit nicer. We're probably going to do the kidney plates and just some bracing sort of down in here, front and rear. Is it required? Look, probably not, but we're at that point that, hey, we're here, we might as well. So yeah, so there's lots of grease and crap to clean off. You can actually see I've started a bit of a pile already and started giving this area here just a scrape off to see what's there, and yeah, look, it's not bad. So yeah, so Potato's ongoing, getting further away, but at the same time it's getting a lot closer. So by having all of the dirty crap removed and having all of the other stuff which you saw earlier already prepared and painted and restored with bushes and all that sort of gear, it makes life easy. So once this is painted, the assembly process will only take a day or two, and then the whole front end's back together. It's ready to rock. It can roll around again. You saw the diff, that's all powder coated now. That's being assembled on Monday. I'll put that on the bench and assemble that. I've got Craig Williams from Mad Dat, or sorry, not Mad Dat. Got Craig Williams from Mad Performance coming down. He's going to do the hard lines across the back of the diff. That way when we put the diff up, it's done. We don't have to worry about running brake lines or any of that sort of stuff. So that makes life a bit easier. The diff can go in, the front end can go in. Also, obviously, we've got to paint underneath it first, but yes, the diff can go in, the front end can go in, and you know, the thing's a roller again. I mean, obviously, once we've painted the engine bay, we can then body chutes underneath, which is another big job. But you know, it's probably a fortnight working on this in between everything else before it'll be a roller again. But it's a big fortnight, and then once that's done, it is assembly. It's front end on, it's rolling. Diff back in, it's rolling. The engine is out at the builders now. So that's up with Corey at Reed Mechanical up in Kadina. They're doing the motor for us. The transmission is at Steve McAuliffe at Shiftright in New South Wales. He's doing the trans. So they're the two big things that we're now waiting for. Otherwise, we've got everything here to get this happening. So, which is cool. We're sort of like quite excited about that. So things will happen very fast over the coming weeks. Anyway, back to it. Got to get on. Cheers, guys. All right, so today I'm cleaning the chassis and firewall area and the wagon and the potato. I've done this rail. Actually just goes to show how well stuff will come up with just a little bit of elbow grease. So I've just used some prep sol, wax and grease remover, and some panel shop, I don't even know what the hell you call it, scourer, I guess. And we've just basically used prep sol and that and just wiped it off, scrubbed it off. So it's doing a couple of things. It's getting rid of the grease and muck and use a built up crap, and also at the same time rubbing the product down to give it some surface adhesion for when we get onto the next stage. So this is the area behind the steering box, and again it's just come up mint. So I've just started and got to there at the moment. Still got a long way to go, but it's really good to just see it work so frickin' easily. Yeah, so anyway, I'll carry on. Alrighty, well, that was a bugger of a job, as you would expect. However, the chassis aspect is all pretty well done now. We've rubbed it down, it's smooth. We've got rid of all of the like little welding spatter and all that sort of stuff. Not that any of that's really important for this kind of build, but it's just nice to, you know, just put a little bit of effort in and tidy stuff up. So from here, I'm just going to give the basically a spray with some aerosol primer, some like acrylic primer, which will just seal all the bare metal up. And then I'll start to work on the firewall and yeah, get that happening. There we go, with the prime. It looks great. Nice and smooth and clean. So it is good. We'll let that dry off and then tackle the firewall, because that's ugly. Alrighty, so yesterday you saw me sort of stripping the chassis down, getting the black, sanding that out, making it look nice, and then I primed it. No, it wasn't really a full prime, it was literally a spot prime, but in the end, after rubbing everything down, I thought I'd just spray the whole lot just in case there are any bare edges. It's very wet here in Adelaide at the moment, so I didn't want any sort of surface rust. However, after sort of priming it all, I sort of didn't really think, and yeah, it took forever. So I was waiting around for an hour and a half, and the primer was still wet. So I just left. It was a Saturday, didn't matter. So today's Sunday, next day, primer's dried on the rails and it's come up all pretty good. I'm gonna have to give it a rub down and probably another coat, which is fine, but that'll actually make it quite nice. So today, I've wanted to come in and start on the firewall. This is a prick of a job, man. I hate paint prep, man. I hate firewalls, and I know a lot of you are going to say, sucked in, so do we, because you all know it's a horrible job. But anyway, so the area that was worst is this side. This had a lot of paint peeling, cracking, flaking, and surface rust. That was from brake fluid onto the firewall. So I used a wire wheel on that just to get rid of the bulk, and then I've just given it a rub with some 120 grit. I've rubbed the rest of the firewall with 120 as well, and you can sort of see how sort of original, that's all original paint in there. It's all quite good actually. So there's a bit of surface rust down here which we've taken off. So it's basically all the bare metal. I've just, anywhere there was surface rust, I've just taken it back to metal. So I'm about to treat all the bare metal with a product from Oxytec. It's called Anti-Ox, so it'll actually kill any surface rust on there. It just puts a nice little coating on there, and then from there I can give it an etch, and then get ready to paint the firewall. So below this line here, So under there will all be like Raptor or underbody chutes, whatever we end up using. So that'll carry from that point there all the way under the car. So it'll be nice. So all we've really got to paint is just the top half of the Firewall and obviously all the chassis. I don't think I'm going to be painting rad support because I'm not building a show car. It's just to show this area here, just make it a little bit nicer because it was really ugly before. Anyway, I'm going to carry on and I'll show you some more results soon. Cheers. There you go. She's all treated now. Just going to let it dry properly. So we just followed the instructions, really easy, only took probably 5 minutes, and you can just sort of see the difference in colour, the blue and the yellow sort of tinges, which means it's done its job. So yeah, now just got to let it air dry just to make sure it does its job properly. Same with over here, it's all done as well. And then I'll give it another quick rub down and prime it. From the bare metal, I let it sit for that sort of 15-20 minutes, which just allows the anti-oxidization product, Octitec Antiox, just to dry and do its sort of thing. From there, you give it a wipe with metho, brake cleaner, something along those lines, just to get rid of any dust and other contaminants, just to neutralize everything, and then a quick coat of etch primer. So as you can see, I've just etched everything where I've gone through with the bare metal, and that is now ready for the next sort of stage. I'm probably going to give this another coat of etch before I do anything else, just to sort of make sure we haven't gone too light. And that way also when I do rub it back to give it its final prep before colour, it's got a little bit of a build there. But yeah, you can actually see now it's yeah, heaps nicer. So yeah, that area is officially nearly done. So that's good. On to the next part. Alrighty, so end of the day, I've had enough. Managed to do the Firewall, so that's been etch primed and let that dry. We hit it with some heat just to try and get some temperature in it, which has flashed it off really well, and then let it sit for another hour, then scotch hit it, and now we've applied a primer just to seal sort of everything off, which is good. The rest of the chassis has now also been primed. So it's etched, then we've rubbed it all down, and now we've actually primed it. So it's going to give us a nice base just to sand back and do some colour to now. Now, as you know, it's not a show car, so I'm not going right up to edges or anything like that. It's just going to be tidy. So this is all this is about. But it's going to look pretty sharp, I reckon. Everything's nice. See, don't forget we spent that time yesterday hitting everything with the grinder just to get rid of all the dags and stuff around these corners. So just little things like that make so much of a difference when it's all painted. It just neatens everything up. That's what I've spent bugger all time, I reckon maybe 10 hours getting everything ready, which isn't bad. So yeah, so you can do this at home, bit of patience, bit of time, and it'll all be good. Anyway, time to go home. Big day yesterday. We got stuck in, rubbed the whole thing down again, and blacked it. It looks bloody fantastic, as you would expect. Probably too good. But yeah, no, it looks great. Very, very happy. And as I said, still left all of the rad support as it was. But yeah, so now all the chassis is all painted, so we can actually start reassembling some of this stuff. I just have to do the underbody, so do the body chutes, and then we'll actually start reassembling. So anyway, another big step forward. Alrighty, so we are just about ready to paint. We've cleaned it all, washed it all, dusted it all, blown it all off again. Ready to mask it, and then we're going to paint underneath. This will be, it's an important part, this one, because once it's painted, we can actually start putting stuff back in for real and for the last time, which is really good. Yeah, have a look how good this is. Now it's all actually been cleaned. It hasn't, none of that's been painted there yet. That's awesome, isn't it? Anyway, onwards and upwards, as I showed earlier. All the chassis done. It looks cracking even from underneath. Firewall off in the background there. Very good to put this all back together soon. Creating a little tent. Fumigation tent. This is just so when we body shoots under here shortly, we're going to try and protect the rest of the workshop and try and contain a lot of the mess. Probably overkill, but again, it'll be better than cleaning up afterwards. Alrighty, so it is the next day after painting underneath. Now it just looks like the great big black hole, but it's cracker. As expected, it's come up a treat. Excuse all the crap on the ground. We'll get to cleaning that shortly. But yeah, no, everywhere is as you would expect. Looks pretty darn sharp. Beautiful. So everything's nice. Everything's painted. We can start doing a final fit up next. Alrighty, so Perry is just starting to get this front end together. In yet?
Nearly.
It's just starting to come off the hoist now.
Okay, we're in.
Woohoo! One of the joys of lowered springs, I guess. We'll have a look at that. Beautiful. So these are the arms that we coated recently, the lower arms, the new Pettis coils, and a set of disc brake spindles that we have. So just basically bolting it all together to start getting ready for finals. Obviously we've still got a long way to go, but it's good just to actually see stuff going on for the final time. It's a big turnaround in the build when it happens like that. It's good, it's winning. Alrighty, it's got some light in here so you can actually see. But yeah, Perry's pretty well got all the arms on, so the upper arm's done, lower arm's done. New Pettis coils are in there, front shocks are in there, front brakes are on there. So these are the new brakes, the new rotors, obviously our rebuilt calipers here. So that will all help. It's just stuff that's then done. Obviously bump stops are in, everything's done here. It's all been loosely tightened, so it's not super hard, but it's just done up enough that we can do it. And then when we get it on the ground, we'll then start going over stuff and greasing the ball joints and the likes. So we've got all the steering components to sort of go next, but it all looks bloody nice in there, I reckon, don't you think? Anyway, so yeah, so we've just got the drag link and other stuff to go yet. So yeah, just your drag links and arms, they're all done, all painted, detailed, ready to rock. The steering box will be here this morning. We'll have the steering box recode, so that'll go on, and then this stuff there can go on, which will give us a steering car. It's bloody cold this morning. It's the start of August. It was like 1 or 2 degrees or something. It's freezing in here, so bear with me whilst I warm up. Still got a long way to go, but at least putting stuff on for the final time, it's a big hurdle, especially in the mental side, to get stuff off of the floor, out of storage, and fitted to the car, and you know it's the last time, it's a big thing. So yeah, so we've hit that hump, so now we're sort of hopefully on the downhill run, but we've still got a lot of work ahead of us, especially a lot of hard brain nailing work. But currently we are putting together the suspension, so all the front suspension, braking systems all coming together, so that'll be done by the end of today, and hopefully we'll also have the diff into the car today for the final time. I just have to go and get the upper control arms, the adjustable arms, so we can get that in for its final time. The next day or two I'm down at Admo Fab getting the fuel tank. They've just got to weld the ring into that so we can do the drop-in electric fuel, the EFI conversion for that one, and that'll be then in. We'll then throw the motor in and the gearbox back in just for dummy up, and then we can order a tail shaft from the guys at GJ Drivelines, and then that'll be underway. So we're ticking off a lot of the list at the moment. So anyway, here's what we're up to. Picked up these sweet little numbers from the guys at RodTech, just adjustable upper control arms for the back of the HQs and Tiranas. Just gives us a chance to set pinion angles and get it all that little bit nicer. Alrighty, Perry's had a pretty big day screwing this all back together. Diff is in, final time. Shocks are in, springs are in. Upper control arms, said earlier, we got those from RodTech this morning. So they're all in. We've changed the pinion a little bit, but not a lot. We'll get it more onto that as we sort of need to. But otherwise, wow, have a look under here. How good does that look? All the front end is also now pretty well finished. All the steering's in and everything is brand new or rebuilt. Yeah, so it's excellent. So everything here is pretty well done. Obviously we can't tighten a lot of stuff up now until it's on the ground and the bushes and the likes are all under load. But yeah, it's all pretty well there. Rebuilt steering box, the guys at Transsteer went through that for us and made that all good to go. And we've actually got really nice solid feeling steering, zero play. It's actually really quite pleasant for a HQ. But otherwise, she's a pearler. Hey, have a look at it. Looks like brand new. She looks better than brand new, but you know, can't ask for too much. Also got the fuel tank back. The guys at Admo Fab have welded all that up for us. So this will be tomorrow's job to yeah, give the rest of that a clean, give the tank a clean out, and yeah, get that into the car as well. Anyway, carry on. Oh yeah, one thing we haven't spoken about are these wheels. How cool are they? So we've got some original Indy Champs, or yeah, Champ 500s, as Sunline called them back in the day. A lot of us know them here as Indies. But yeah, Champ 500s are the proper name. 15.6 fronts with 185 tyres and 15.9 rears with 255 tyres on there now. And they fill out the guards nicely. Now I know they're not everyone's cup of tea, but man, I reckon they're great. Different, not what you see every day. Alrighty guys, so I'm going to leave this video here. That's pretty well got all of that stuff there covered. So yeah, so well, we've achieved a lot, but we've still got a long way to go. So hopefully the next video will have more engine stuff as that there all sort of starts coming together. More trans stuff as that starts coming together, and just basically the following on of, you know, installing the Howtech and what other stuff we're going to do to it. So yeah, so thanks for watching, thanks for following. If you don't follow, hit the subscribe link down there, and also, oh, new merch, check it on the website now, so head over and check it out, and yeah, buy some, support us and support the channel and all that sort of gear. Anyway guys, thanks, we'll speak to you soon. Cheers.